Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be famous? Most people think it's all about lights, love, fans, and success. But what if behind all that fame, there's a dark side that no one talks about? What if being in the spotlight also puts you in danger? This is the heartbreaking story of Christina Grimmie, a sweet, talented YouTuber and singer who touched millions with her voice. She was kind, full of dreams, and had a bright future ahead. But sadly, her life was taken far too soon by someone who said he was her biggest fan. How does something like this happen? Why would someone who loved her end up killing her? In this video, we'll take you through Christina's journey from her early YouTube days to the shocking moment everything changed. Her story is powerful, emotional, and something we all need to talk about. So if you care about stories that matter, and if you want to understand the real truth behind fame, obsession, and tragedy, make sure to subscribe to the Narco Files and hit the like button. It really helps us share these untold stories with more people. Let's begin. A star is born. Christina Grimmie was born on March 12, 1994 in Marlton, New Jersey. She was just a normal girl, kind, funny, and full of big dreams. From a young age, she loved music. She started playing piano at 10, and by the time she was 15, she was posting videos of herself singing on YouTube. Her username was Zeldak'sLove64. At first, she did it just for fun. She sang songs by Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, and other big stars. But there was something special about Christina. She didn't just sing, she made people feel the music deep in their hearts. One of her covers, Party in the USA, quickly went viral. Then she did a duet of Just a Dream with other YouTubers Sam Sway and Kurt Hugo Schneider, and that video got millions of views. Just like that, Christina went from being a regular teenager to a rising star on the internet. From YouTube to mainstream fame. As Christina's YouTube channel got bigger, more doors began to open for her. She was invited to join the Tour, a concert made especially for YouTubers. There, she got to sing live for her fans, meet other creators, and even open for pop star Selena Gomez. Things moved fast. Selena's parents, who worked in music and artist management, saw Christina's talent and signed her. That changed everything. In 2011, Christina released her first EP called Find Me. She was also invited to perform on The Ellen DeGeneres Show and even at the American Music Awards. Her fan base kept growing. By 2013, she had more than 2 million subscribers on YouTube. But Christina didn't want to only be known for singing other people's songs. She had dreams of making her own music, and that's when she took the biggest step in her career. The voice that touched millions. In 2014, Christina took a big step and auditioned for Season 6 of The Voice on NBC. She sang Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus, and just a few seconds into her performance, all 4 judges turned their chairs. That's how powerful her voice was. She chose Adam Levine as her coach. He believed in her and even said she was a future star. Christina made it to the finals and finished in 3rd place. Many fans were shocked. They truly believed she should have won. But even without the title, she had already won something more important: the love of millions of people around the world. After the show, she went on tour, signed a record deal, and started working on more music. In 2016, she released a new EP called Side A and was excited about the future. Christina stayed humble and full of faith. She always made time for her fans. But sadly, not every fan had good intentions. The obsessed fan, James Loibl. In another part of Florida, a man named James Loibl was watching Christina's videos, but not like a normal fan. Kevin was 27 years old, he worked at Best Buy and lived a quiet, lonely life. His childhood had been painful, filled with abuse and sadness. He didn't have close friends, and mostly stayed home, away from the world. One day he found Christina online and something changed. He became obsessed. He watched every video she posted, he read everything on her social media. He wasn't just a fan anymore, he was fixated. He thought Christina was perfect. He believed she was his soulmate. He even changed his looks, got eye surgery, lost weight, and tried to look better, all so he could be good enough for her. But this wasn't love. It was dangerous obsession, and in Kevin's mind, if he couldn't have Christina, then no one else should either. The night everything changed. It was June 10th, 2016, a warm summer night in Orlando, Florida. Christina Grimmie was doing what she loved most, singing for her fans. She had a concert at the Plaza Live Theater. The crowd cheered, smiled, and sang along. Christina, as always, gave her heart on stage, joyful, kind, and full of love. After the show, she went to the back of the theater to meet her fans. When he reached Christina, she smiled and opened her arms for a hug, something she always did, even for quiet fans. But kept life taken too soon. Christina was rushed to the hospital that night, but the damage was too much. The doctors tried, but they couldn't save her. She was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. She was only 22 years old. A young woman full of dreams, hope, and kindness. News of her death spread quickly and the world was in shock. Fans cried. People who had watched her grow on YouTube were heartbroken. Fellow artists like Adam Levine, Selena Gomez, and Justin Bieber shared emotional tributes. No one could understand how someone so full of light could be taken away in such a dark, sudden way. Her family was completely shattered. Her brother Marcus, though grieving, was called a hero. No words could take away the pain of losing Christina. It was a tragedy that still hurts today. Searching for answers. People kept asking the same question. Why did Kevin do it? Why would someone hurt a person he claimed to admire? Detectives and psychologists tried to find answers. But Kevin's computer had been wiped clean. His phone was locked and encrypted. There were no goodbye notes, no clear warnings, just silence. The only person who really knew Kevin was his childhood friend. He later shared that Kevin had started acting strange after learning Christina had a boyfriend. That simple piece of news seemed to push him over the edge. It's believed that Kevin couldn't accept the truth, that Christina would never be his. He had built up a fantasy in his head. And when that fantasy was broken, something inside him snapped. In a sad and twisted way, he decided that if he couldn't have her, no one else could either. It was a tragic end to a beautiful life. The days that followed. Christina's death was all over the news. People everywhere were shocked and heartbroken. But sadly, the pain didn't stop there. Just one day later, another horrible thing happened. The Pulse nightclub shooting, also in Orlando. 49 innocent people lost their lives in that tragedy. The city was already hurting, and this made things even worse. And then, just a few days after that, a little 2-year-old boy named Lane Graves was taken by an alligator at Disney World. It felt like bad news was coming one after another. The whole country was in shock and sadness. But for Christina's family, the pain was personal and deep. While the world moved on to the next headline, they were left grieving their daughter and sister. The loss of Christina was something no news story could truly explain. It was a hole in their hearts that nothing else could ever fill. Carrying her legacy forward. Christina's family didn't want her story to end with tragedy. They wanted her memory to stand for something good. So they started the Christina Grimmie Foundation, a nonprofit group that helps families who have been hurt by gun violence. It was their way of turning pain into purpose and making sure no one has to face that kind of loss alone. In 2017, they also released Christina's last song, called Invisible. All the money from the song went straight to the foundation. It was like her voice was still helping people even after she was gone. Her fans never forgot her. They kept watching her videos, sharing her music, and talking about the kind, loving person she was. Christina may have only lived 22 years, but the way she made people feel with her voice, her heart, and her faith still lives on. Lessons from Christina's story. So what do we learn from Christina's story? First, being famous isn't always safe. Some people may seem like fans but carry dark thoughts. Second, mental health matters. Kevin needed help, but no one saw how serious his struggles were. We must take warning signs seriously. Third, security at events must be stronger. Christina's family said bag checks were too weak. That mistake cost a life. This story reminds us that behind the spotlight, there are real risks. We must protect artists, support mental health, and always watch out for one another before it's too late. Christina Grimmie wanted to spread love through music. She never asked for fame to become something dangerous, but her life was taken too soon by someone who said he was a fan. Even though she's gone, her voice still lives on. She's more than a victim, she's a reminder of how quickly light can be taken by darkness. If you watched this far, thank you. It shows you care. But now, let's ask, how do we stop this from happening again? How do we protect the people we admire and each other? Let's keep talking, learning, and helping before it's too late. Subscribe to the Narco Files, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Together, we can make a difference.